What's going on, guys? Vulkan here, and today we have a big update for Diablo 4. It's the quarterly update, actually, for December 2021. So, as you know, if you've been following along with this, I guess I'll call it a series of videos, but every quarter they release a big blog, and this has a focus on something coming with Diablo 4. So the last one was all about game sounds, audio, things like that, and for audiophiles, it was very interesting. This one, I think, is going to be a little bit more widespread for the individuals who really just want to know more about Diablo 4. Because, one, we're talking about itemization and the key elements of it, which I'm very excited for. And then we have some end-game character growth with the Paragon Board. So, I haven't read through this, and this is going to be kind of like a blind reaction. We're going to go through it together. But this is really, really cool. So, I'm really excited and curious to see what a Paragon Board is. So let's go ahead and let's dive in. So the first thing we're talking about is itemization. All right. So it looks like plus skill rank affixes are returning. So as a player invests points into skills, they grow in potency, just like the last Epoch style system. And if you find a item with a plus skill rank, this can help speed that along. As a bonus, when the player equips an item with a plus skill rank for a skill they haven't learned, they will actually have access to that new ability, which is pretty cool. So this is something that I really, really like, but let's go ahead and let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. So for a magic item that includes a skill rank affix, we have the slowing large axe of flaying. It's a magic two-handed axe. We got some damage per second here. We have a hit effect, but we have plus 4 ranks to flay. So that's either going to increase your rank by 4 or give you access to flay for the first time. Okay, so here's legendary and unique items. So Joe Shelley discussed back in the December 2020 update a year ago, which is crazy to think about. It's already been a year since we talked about legendaries and unique items. That seems like it was like yesterday. So anyway, legendary and unique items remain a core part of the Diablo item chase experience, blah, blah, blah. Allowing legendary powers to appear in multiple item slots. If you're searching for a legendary power like martial arts, which enhances the barbarian's kick ability, you may find it on rings, chest plates, or helmets. There's no need to hunt for a specific item type any longer. I like that. Now, the real question is, what happens when you find a power on an axe when you really wanted it on a ring? Or you found a great legendary amulet but can't use that power? We have the Occultist here. So I saw Diablo tweet about this, and I was curious what it was. So the Occultist. All right, looking good. The Occultist can extract a legendary power from a legendary item, crystallize it into an essence while destroying the item in the process. That essence can then be implanted into another legendary item, overriding the power that was present in the item at that time. Essence material can also be stored and used at a later time. Unique items cannot be modified in this way, keeping their fantasies intact, and as their name implies, unique. Okay, so let's see. So we have an axe called Pent Up Axe. And it looks like we have some overpower damage, a hit effect for a stun chance, a typo, 16% strength, 10% damage to slowed enemies, but then Fury skills deal 4% more damage for every second you haven't used a Fury skill up to 24%, so Pent Up Rage. They went through and they folded this into an essence, and it looks like it purely just takes that legendary ability. So you don't get anything else with it. You just get the legendary ability, and then you can put it on a certain item type, okay? I like that. And then let's go down here to this rare amulet. So we just have a regular yellow amulet here, a bloody choker. We have some base stats, and they slam this essence into this thing, and boom, suddenly we get whirlwind periodically pulls nearby enemies to you. So cool stuff. Now, obviously these are two completely different scenarios, but this one you're throwing whirlwind on there. Okay, so this I really like. Okay, so for those of you who have seen my last Epoch video, you kind of understand that legendaries, that whole system, I'm not exactly thrilled with. You know, they're just a glorified stat stick, which is really sad. And one of the ideas I had was inscriptions or engravings or something like that, where you can go and find these out in the world. They're like a rare drop, and they have a skill or an effect or something on them that will enhance your character, right? So it could be something like this. Fury skills deal 4% more damage, or whirlwind periodically pulls nearby enemies to you, something like that. And then as you go through the Eternity Cache, you put that unique item in there, or the exalted item. Either one could be interesting. And then you also throw the engraving into the other slot, and suddenly that item now has this particular effect on it. See, something like that I really like, and it looks like Diablo kind of took that and ran with it. So we're on the same page, love it. But I really like this style of system, because this allows you to be extremely flexible, and it also allows you to move things around without really giving too much power to the players, right? You're not going to be able to take something, smash it together, and make this crazy kind of god mode, you know, item right out of the gate. You have to do some grinding for it. But either way, I like this. But my thing is, do we have to bring an essence, right? Do we have to bring something like an orb, a vial, or something to this occultist? Or is it just like, hey, here's this, destroy it and give me the thing? I'm not entirely sure. So it looks like we have hunting for items as a next thing down here. So Sanctuary is a vast world filled with forlorn trails, little kind of story building there. Then each of these monsters to enjoy collecting certain types of items and will be somewhat more likely to drop those items than others. Okay, so this is what we talked about a little bit for target farming. So it looks like certain enemies will be more apt to dropping certain types of items. So while bandits are fond of maces, crossbows, and boots, if you're hunting for a new pair of pants, you'll do well to kill some drowned instead. This is nice. It allows you to kind of target farm a little bit. I love that. In past discussions, we've received feedback that it seems so deflating for so much of a character's power to be delivered through the gear that they have equipped. Customizing and planning a character feels less rewarding if it doesn't play a big role in how the character performs in combat. We hear you loud and clear, and in Diablo 4, we're placing a stronger emphasis on character power that is earned by all the little decisions you make while leveling up and exploring the world of Sanctuary. So we're talking about the Paragon Board. Okay, so the Paragon Board. Oh, we have this nice little graphic. How cute. Okay, so down here, in Diablo 4, we've placed a heavy emphasis on build customization, ensuring that you can have plenty of control over how your hero grows. The Paragon Board unlocks for each class at level 50 and is a distillation of this focus. Your hero begins their journey through the Paragon system at the central starting tile of their class's intro board. From there, you make selections radiating outward. Once your hero reaches the gate tile, you'll choose which new Paragon Board you'd like to attach to that location. The desired outcome is a personalized set of bonuses that will empower your hero and honor your dedication to their progression. That will remain fun to tweak and adjust after many playthroughs. So this is a lot to take in, so they put this image below here. Okay, so here's the starting tile. It looks like they selected points. They got up to this gate, and then at this point you can strap on another board. It looks like you have a socket down here, kind of like Path of Exile, where you can maybe put a gem in that affects these particular things. And this is all just me kind of pulling it off. Just before we get down to it, I just want to see how well this image kind of works. These look like maybe like skills or like big enhancement type of things. So let's go ahead and go down here. Okay, so the Paragon Board is comprised of many fixed tiles. As the Barbarian earns experience, they earn Paragon points. This is similar to what we have today in Diablo 3, but obviously we don't have this like hard-ass looking board, which I love. So the normal tiles, which are these little circles here, are straightforward. They provide small but meaningful stat boosts. Normal tiles are connective tissues that can be found throughout the board. Connective tissues. Quite a great imagery there. They're quite common. Magic tiles are found in clusters throughout the board and provide a potent, more diverse set of benefits. They're less common than normal tiles, but are still plentiful. Rare tiles offer significant boosts in power. Upon entering the Paragon Board for the first time, these represent great goals for players to chase, particularly once you've narrowed builds towards highly specific goals. Rare tiles also have additional powers to unlock once a hero has raised an attribute to a sufficient level. Then we have legendary tiles. After the first Paragon Board, each new board has a single legendary tile that can be found at its center. Legendary tiles impart a new legendary power. Ooh, okay, so I really like that. Okay, so the circles are commons, things like +5 strength. The diamonds are magic. The kind of, what is this, a pentagon? Yeah, pentagon. Hungering Fury, ooh, a little rare one there. I like this, requires 75 strength, 125 willpower, and increases your maximum fury. So you have something you can unlock and something you get right out of the gate. And then these legendary ones right here, is that, can we see any of those? No, there's none of those up here. But anyway, Warbringer. While your fury is above 50%, you deal 30% more damage. This type of stuff I really like. So Oh, and here you go. Here's the sockets in the gems. We're talking about this. Or glyphs, rather. So a socket is a special tile that can contain a glyph. Glyphs are found throughout Sanctuary that, when embedded into a Paragon board, confer various benefits based upon the number of active tiles within their radius. So up here you go. Kind of like what we were thinking. I like that. These can also be leveled up by delving into some particularly dangerous dungeons, and leveling up a glyph extends the radius of their effect. I like that. Okay, so right out of the gate, we have like an Empower. It's a small one, 30% bonus to all nodes. We have a rare exploit. It's going to give a medium radius size. For every 10 dexterity purchased within range, you deal 13.5 increased damage to vulnerable. And then we have Conquer, this other rare one. I wish they were showing us like what dungeons were required. That'd be kind of cool. Then we have our gate tiles and our board selection. So a single gate tile lies at the edge of the Paragon board. As you progress through the Paragon board, you will eventually reach a gate tile. Kind of redundant. Which, upon unlocking, will allow you to select a new Paragon board to attach to your existing board. We're just going to keep strapping these things together. I love it. Each of these boards has unique tile layouts, new magic and rare tiles, and a new legendary tile at the center. The Paragon board is extended from these gate tiles. Upon selecting from a Paragon board list, you'll be able to place the board down, connecting it to the newly unlocked gate tile. Ooh, you can also rotate it. I like that. So here you go. Just click here. Ah, man, I don't know if they're going to show us. It's sad. Okay, so hard work and other features. Great stuff. Visual effects. So Daniel Briggs, lead visual effects artist for Diablo 4. Love it. Talking about some visual effects here. Core value at Blizzard is gameplay first. I get that. In the chaos of combat, you'll need to be smart. Seeing a legendary item drop is exciting, but picking it up is not as important as reacting to a monster's attack. Okay. Our goal is to balance the primary, secondary, and tertiary reads to help you understand what's happening. To do this, we reserve visually loud effects for powerful skills like ultimates, while weaker skills meld into the background. Combat improvements. To enhance the feel of combat, they made several improvements to the way damage is applied in our game. So in previous iterations of Diablo, AoE attacks or melee skills would be a single area of damage that is applied on a single frame. Thanks to our gameplay engineers, they can now animate target areas, what we call payloads, over multiple frames, which allows us to line up the animated target areas with the animated visual effects to play out. For example, Whirlwind in Diablo 3 is a cylinder shape surrounding your barbarian, which applies damage every couple frames at a rate based upon your attack speed. In Diablo 4, Whirlwind is an animated pie shape that animates with your character. Okay, so basically, instead of it just being like a cylinder that just kind of moves as you move around, and anything within that cylinder or that range of the cylinder takes damage, instead it's an actual pie, like slice of pie, that will rotate around your character, so you can essentially have a cleave that spins around that you can hook up to your weapon. I like that. They expand outward with time, and melee swings match the motion of your weapon as well. Animated target areas improve accuracy to the way we apply damage in Diablo 4. Makes combat feel more impactful. Okay, cool. In a few words, if you hit a goat man in the knee, the blood spray would come from his knee. Okay, cool. Talk about light stuff there. Dynamic player skills. So to keep this video from being like 40 minutes long, I'm gonna go ahead and skip through some of this stuff. The link's in the description below, but the big things I wanted to talk about were the endgame stuff and the itemization stuff, because I think that's very important, and I think that's really going to pull things together and also answer a lot of questions for people. I like the Paragon board. I really like where they're at with that. I like the itemization. I mean, having plus to skills makes a lot of sense, so being able to kind of pull from that seems like a no-brainer. Having the Paragon board, again, I really like, because it's almost like you're building your own PoE kind of passive skill tree, where you start out with a small chunk and then you kind of build it up as you go, and you can choose what you want to invest in rather than having to plot out, different paths to make the most out of the static tree. So I like it. But I want to hear from you guys. So in the comment section below, let me know what you think about the Paragon board, as well as the itemization and all that fun stuff. Are you excited for Diablo 4, or has the recent kind of Blizzard stuff really put a stifle here? Let me know. Thank you for watching. This has been Vulkan, and I'll talk to you guys next time.